Maverick 100.9. It's Corliss, and I've got an exciting one for you today. I'm joined by Memphis Kee, who I am actually meeting for the first time, but it is not my first time seeing you. We were in the same room together at Steamboat.
There's a lot of that in Steamboat.
That's
Being
what
in the
I'm
same rooms as people.
That's what I'm coming to learn is because I'd never been before, and I didn't even actually have tickets for the festival. I just went to see what music I could find, and hot dang, did I find it. You blew me away. You absolutely blew me away.
Thank you so much. I went with the same situation. It was my first time being there as well. No tickets to the actual official festival because we were late ads. And Chuck Brazadio, who's a friend, he hit me up I was sitting on the couch right over there with my wife on like a Tuesday night. I think we were watching Survivor. I don't know. He's like, "Hey man, you want to go to Steamboat?" I was like, "Well, I got to figure out how to make this work." And luckily I have some really, really good friends down here that own businesses, and we put together more of a sponsorship deal, and they got us up there on short notice. There's Coco the cat, a little interview flavor.
Yep, all of mine are around me too.
Yeah, there's two more looking at me over here. I'm not a cat guy, by the way. This is
yeah, neither is my
family
husband.
Cats. She's been around for a hot minute though. She's like 14 years old. But yeah, and there was so much good music. And then getting back to just being in a room with people, as you know, like the whole hotel, after everything shuts down, everything starts popping off. And I've been hearing about that for a while. And then at some point in the evening, I was in a room with about 75 other people and no idea who was singing. Someone said it was Caitlin Butts. I couldn't prove it or disprove it because I was in a kitchen making pizzas. So I don't know. The typical Steamboat experience, I guess.
It was a whirlwind, and I am totally debating on going back. Like, I'm not a cold person, and I'm a transplant to Texas. I came from somewhere cold. And I did that on purpose. I really, really don't like it. But man, my experiences with people, and specifically just being at Double Diamonds and seeing people like you who I otherwise may have not gotten to see. I'm such a discovery person. I love to find music naturally, and I love it to hit me like a ton of bricks. And that happened so many times that weekend.
All you can ask for.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we do have some new music. You came with guns blazing for this one. You've got a brand new single from Memphis Kee. It is Come Pick Me Up. Now, this is a Ryan Adams cover. So we have a lot to unpack here because you also have some very special guests on this tune. So first off, how come a cover?
We had talked about doing a cover. We're a relatively new band, and that's one way sometimes you can get people to pay attention a little bit more if they hear something they've heard before. And this is a song that I've been playing on the couch late at night, just drinking whiskey, for years, and incorporated as the band grew, from a solo to duo shows to sometimes trio shows to full band. It's the one song that stayed in the set list no matter what. Even though the song itself changed, it became a totally different thing. And today is actually the 1-year anniversary of us getting the Yellow Dog Studios to start recording. That's when we started, was February 21st of last year. So big day. I'll probably post something about that later as well because it just crept up on me. But when we got down there, Adam Oder, our producer.
I was just going to ask if you had Adam on the record because, my gosh, he is... my hero great. When it comes to producers. I love it. Shout outs to Adam Oder. Oh,
yeah. Adam will hear this. And he's a friend. And we told him beforehand, we want to be produced. We want the criticisms. We want the suggestions. Yeah. We may not like every single one of them, but we'll take your word for it and try it. And of course, he was right every single time. And had some really great ideas that transformed several songs. And we're getting ready to do harmony vocals after I'd already cut lead. And Spencer, who's our lead guitarist, and he does our harmony vocals, he had told Spencer, "Don't worry about this one for now. I have an idea for it," which that's all he said.
And
And
I
then
know his connections.
yeah.
I know
Oh, he knows
exactly where this
everybody.
is going.
Yep. And then by the end of the day, my curiosity got the best of me. And I said, what are you talking about with the background vocals? He just laughed and said, I've got an idea and I've got someone who really loves this song and I think they're interested. And then I found out it was Mike Harmeyer from Mike and the Moon Pies, which I was giddy with because I'm a huge fan.
I am
And a
too.
buddy of
Did
mine's
your
in the band
heart
as
just
well.
like sink?
Oh, yeah. I just hoped he said yes. And so I threw the offer out. I said, well, instead of harmony vocals, if he wants to sing a verse, it's open. Let
Yes.
him run with it. And I never really got an answer. I knew that he had gone into the studio to cut it, but I didn't know what he did. And I didn't know that until I ran into him at Devil's Backbone Tavern. And it was after the show. And I come up and he's like, hey, man, come pick me up. Sounds great. And I said, did you get a chance to sing on it? And he goes, yeah, we had some fun with it. I said, did you do harmonies or a verse? He said a verse. And I about lost it. I was so excited. Couldn't wait to hear it. And obviously Cody Braun is just, one of the most premier fiddle players in the scene and has been. And
100%.
he tore it up when he played. And so what came out was just a song that we had to look at ourselves and say, did we make this song? Is this us? Like, it sounded so good and we were so proud of it.
And if you don't know which Braun brother that is, Cody Braun is part of Reckless Kelly. And gosh, it all circles round to that. And I have this experience a lot because I have a bit of imposter syndrome. And it really turns into, man, you start looking at, I got good people in my life. I've got a great circle that can make incredible things happen.
Absolutely. And it's a good thing to have. I think if you treat people well, that circle will stick around.
Well, I hope yours does, because do you need Mike Harmeyer and Cody Braun to make a good record? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But is it cool that three musicians as talented as you guys get to work together? Oh yeah, I'll take it any day, Well,
Thank you.
We're going to debut it to everyone right now on Maverick 100.9. This is Memphis Kee and Come Pick Me Up. Due to copyright, Brian Broadcasting is not licensed to air this single for you in podcast form, but you can now find it anywhere that you stream and download music. And today's interview continues now. Maverick 100.9, you heard it here first. That was Memphis Kee, Come Pick Me Up. If you're not already obsessed, I don't know what the heck is wrong with you, but you got to look up more music from them because they're incredible. But that one, of course, featured Cody Braun and Mike Harmeyer. I always struggle with saying his name, but of course that's Reckless Kelly and Mike and the Moon Pies. You got some famous friends, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Do you get starstruck by your own pals?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like when Cody pulled up, we're looking out the front of the studio. It's like, he's here. He's here. Get him a beer in case he wants a beer. Does he have a breakfast taco? So yeah, we still get very starstruck. I've been lucky to run into Mike a lot. Omar, who's in the Moon Pies, he's the bass player, has been a buddy since before he joined up. And so I've been lucky to kind of become friends with those guys through him. And so, but still same thing. Any of them walk into a room, it's like music royalty just walked in.
Yeah, you hold your breath. I do the exact same thing. When music hits, man, you can't help but feel it, and you feel it in a lot of ways. And I think that's really cool. So tell me a little bit about the band, because you said this is kind of a new thing.
Yeah. I played music from when I was in college a long time ago, and it was more rock music, and moved to Texas in 2004 and got a career. I played a little bit, but I got a career and I really missed music. And so I started hitting open mics back in like 2016, just doing it more as a hobby, and brought on duo partners to play from time to time. And then it became a little more serious and, started getting paid a little more and getting more requests to open for people and stuff like that. So started to build the band. And yeah, I love my band. I hope no one ever leaves. I know all bands wish that, but I hope this lineup sticks together. But Spencer Carlson on lead guitar, and he sings as well, and he writes. We're already working on the next record, and he's got some good ones already. I've got a few as well. And he's from Iowa. There's not a lot of natives. And then Joey Sisk on bass, and he's from somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. We have a running gag during the live shows that no one knows his last name or social, and he just kind of wandered in, and he's a big mystery.
That's kind of how I am. No last name.
Yeah.
I just moved here out of nowhere and just took over.
Y'all might be from the same area. I don't know. No one knows. And then Paul Pignon from El Paso, excellent drummer. He's just very technical. And I think that's what I like about our band is nobody really comes from country roots musically. So when we do it, it does automatically have sometimes a sound that is a little different because it's not we're not following anything yet. And then Jake Whalen, who joined last year, who's on his own a great artist. He plays in College Station from time to time as a solo act, and he plays guitar, mando, keys, and sings. So we've added 3-part harmonies to our live show now, and it really, it's just that little cherry on top.
I am dying to see you all together. Like I saw you just in a crowded bar with a bunch of drunks to where I could barely hear you and fell in love. I couldn't imagine seeing a full band show.
Yeah, well, I hope you get too soon, and let us know if it's any ticketed event. Just let us know before, and we'll make sure you get in. But we've got the Austin Rodeo coming up on March 3rd. We're playing like the barbecue cook-off event in a pretty big tent. We were there last year. It went great. They brought us back again, and I think the tent we're playing is bigger than it was last year. So we're really hoping for a good turnout there. And Django Walker's playing the next night. And then we're headlining the Corpus Christi Spring Festival at the end of March as well. So those are a couple of the highlight shows we have coming up. So maybe you can catch one of those.
Absolutely. I'm literally going to start like thumbing through my schedule. Like, when can I get a show in? If not, y'all, I'm going to fight like tooth and nail to get these guys to College Station because they're just I want you to go download and stream and get the single Come Pick Me Up because that's great. Go find the rest of the library. And I can assure you, you are going to become an instant fan just like me. Like, it's very rare that you find someone that strikes you. And maybe it is because of that. You're not following any type of rule book. You weren't country singers. You just came down to Texas and somehow ultimately together found whatever sound that is Memphis Kee. And you only get that so often.
Thank you so much.
Well, I'm stoked to have you here. And thank you for coming to Maverick and sharing the good music. And I hope we can keep up a lot more for the years to come.
I hope so. I think we will.